right. So, hello again. My name is Dagmara. I'm a Creatios Academy trainer. And today, for our tech hour, we will be taking a look at how to work with Creatio AI agents across our service workflows. So, first, perhaps let us take a look at our agenda for today. All right. So, for today's Tech Hour, we'll start with a brief introduction to our agents, who they are, what they do, and the core skills that make them powerful assistants within Creatio. And next, we will move into some practical examples and take a look and explore how we can create analytics widgets directly within a chat using our AI agents. And we'll also see how easily our new widgets can be added to a new dashboard, turning your insights into actionable visualizations in just a few steps. All right. After that, we'll focus a little bit on case and knowledge management. We'll look at how Creatio AI supports case creation, resolution, summarization, and performance analysis. So we will also demonstrate how it can generate knowledge articles, whether based on resolved cases or attachments added directly in the chat. So let's take a look first. Finally, we'll explore productivity scenarios, of course, as well, including how to create new tasks and case records straight from the chat conversations. So, making collaboration faster and more seamless. So, let us get started. Let me just move us to my environment. 1 second. Okay, there it is. I hope it is nicely visible on your side. Perhaps let me just zoom in a little bit. Hopefully this is visible on your end. So let us start with the AI Command Center workplace. So let me first walk you through where everything is located. So first, again, from the left top, we have our navigation panel, and here we have all the workplaces that we have access to. Here at the very bottom, I have my AI Command Center. Let's take a look. So this is where you can manage and configure your AI capabilities. And within the AI Command Center, you'll find your several key sections. And from the top, we have AI agents, AI models, Creatio AI skills, your AI dashboards, and ML models, machine learning models. Let us start with the AI agents section. Let's go to the section itself. And here you can see all of your available agents, both out-of-the-box agents delivered by Creatio and any custom agents you've built. And you can open each agent to get a better understanding of its purpose, configuration, and its associated capabilities. So for example, let's open our Creatio AI agent. Here he is. Let's take a look what's within our agent's record. So to the left side here, you'll see key details such as the title, code, status, and the module being used. And then to the right side, you'll find a detailed description of the agent's role and its instructions, any potential limitations or restrictions. Below, if we scroll down just a little bit, you're gonna have a list of AI skills associated with the agent. You'll also find AI actions, attachments, if applicable, and permissions required for execution. Across the agent form page, you'll notice also some helpful eye icons. If you hover over them, you'll see some notes. We want to make sure if you would be perhaps creating your own custom AI agent, we want to make sure that you are well informed and that the process is easy for you as well. Okay, let's briefly review some of the agents we'll be working with today. So first we have our Creatio AI agent. Let's take a look at the AI skills that are associated with this particular agent. So our Creatio AI agent helps with everyday text-based tasks such as rewriting, rephrasing, translating text, drafting emails, and more, as you can see. And next, let's take a look at another agent that we have here, Analytics Agent. And also, let me scroll down to associated AI skills with this particular one. So here we have this agent can create metric widgets, chart widgets, full pipeline widgets, sales pipeline widgets, and list widgets. In just a moment, we'll see practical examples of how to use it. Also, what could be of great help for us, we have a case resolution agent. And here we have skills. All right, so its skills include summarizing cases, suggesting resolutions, analyzing case performance, and reviewing open cases. So this agent supports your service teams in resolving issues faster and more efficiently. Another one that we'll take a look today is right here. We have our filter agent. All right, and here we have an AI action. As you can see, create filter folder. So this agent can create dynamic folders directly from your chat requests. So it's a very, very nice feature for everyday data organization and filtering. Another one that could be of great help for us is right here, the knowledge agent. Here we have the AI skill associated with it. As you can see, its skill is creating knowledge articles. And today we'll see how it can generate an article based on resolved case or an attachment added in the chat. And finally, here we have our productivity agent. And here we have its skills. This agent helps with tasks such as scheduling meetings, replying to emails, summarizing emails, identifying contacts. It is designed to streamline daily work and improve your efficiency. If I move to Create Your AI Skills section here, you'll see a full list of all available skills in the system. Of course, each skill is associated with a specific AI agent. In your AI dashboard section, here you can monitor token usage and review analytics related to AI consumption. And lastly, you have machine learning modules, where you can view all models available in your environment. Okay, so let us take a look at our, let's talk about our case section. So now that we've reviewed what's available in the AI Command Center, perhaps let me switch to our service workplace and see how it supports us in our day-to-day operations. At the top, you can notice that I already have a section here, a service homepage, which already provides built-in analytics. And so I have some widget propositions here displaying information such as cases by service, cases by source, by assignee, by score. So these widgets help me quickly understand my workload and overall case distribution. What we also have, if I scroll down a little bit, we have our dashboard section. Let's give it a moment to load. Which has been recently introduced. Within this section, I have several related service-related dashboards configured in my environment. I can find them all here. As you can see, I have 3. So for example, I have my agent command center where I can see my active cases, cases by status, by priority, and my activities. If I, for example, go to the next one, I have my case intelligence dashboard, and here I can monitor my overdue cases by service and by agent, number of reopened cases, perhaps average satisfaction score, and other performance indicators. And finally, I have my service command center dashboard, and here I can track cases in progress, cases waiting for response, or cases by category. All of this gives me a strong overview of my individual performance and my team's progress. But what if I need something more specific? For example, maybe I want to create a custom widget that shows perhaps only most 5 recent cases, and maybe they are to be assigned to a specific person. Perhaps I may have a specific design in mind, but I am not fully confident in building it from scratch. That's perfectly fine. We can ask our Creatio AI to get some help with that. So let's move to our cases section. Let's give it a moment. And again, keep in mind, now once you go through your sections, the first perspective that you get would be the list perspective. So the list of all the records that are currently within your section. Keep in mind to the top right, you also have the dashboard perspective, where you'll be able to view all the dashboards associated with your section. All right. So in the top right corner, you'll see a Creatio AI button here. And once I click on it, my Creatio AI chat opens. You'll notice that the chat interface has recently been enhanced to make it more flexible and user-friendly. On the left side, I can expand it manually, like so, or perhaps I need for it to take the full screen perspective. Or maybe then I change my mind, I can still manually give it more or less space if needed. When expanded, I can also see my conversation history, which allows me to return to previous discussions at any time. And at the top here, you also have search option in case you need to quickly find past interactions. And to the right side here, you have your sidebar mode. If you don't want to adjust the chat manually, you can go for default mode, expand it, or perhaps full screen, like so. Let me switch to default. I think this will be most comfortable for me. And then at the bottom right here, you can type your request. I can also attach some files if needed. If I would like to address a specific agent directly, I can use the Mention Agent button, as you can see. And this option will allow you to select from the available agents. All right. If I am not sure which agent to address, I can just simply type my request and the appropriate agent will respond. So perhaps let us create some widget. Let's ask for some assistance with that. Okay, so I could type in something like, please create a list widget where the me for this case is John Best. And perhaps please show any, let it be most recent 5 records. Okay, please create a switch. Your the assignee, let it be John Best. I have a contact John Best in my environment. Please show only most recent records. Okay, let's see. Let's give it a moment for the appropriate agent to pick up our request. I would expect in this scenario to have a response from the analytics agent with my lovely new widget within the chat. Let's give it a few moments to process my request. Let's give it a moment. I am unsure, and I perhaps don't feel confident yet with building them from scratch myself. I think this is a very user-friendly approach that we now make at this assistance from the chat. And another very, very cool thing is that you'll be able to add them on a new dashboard as well once created. Let's give it a few more moments. Okay. It's not currently. Okay. Let's then show Creatio AI that this is John Best. Okay. All right, let's scroll down. Okay. John Best. Let's give it a moment to think about it. I hope I didn't make any typo in my initial request. I don't think so. Let's give it a moment to process. Now that we've shown Creatio AI that this is the gentleman I have in mind, hopefully now I'm gonna get my result. Okay, I see it's taking its time. All right, here we have it. Lovely. Let me just give it some more room. Okay, yeah, I need even more room. Okay, so right here in the chat, I have some assistant with the new list widget displaying the 5 most recent cases assigned to this particular person. In my scenario, let it be John Best. So the widget includes some key columns such as case number, registration date, subject, and status. Okay. Now, I can hear my widget preview. If needed, I can also review here the setup details. And that include details on the data source, filters, grouping, and aggregation, if any, to help me better understand how the widget was configured. If I would like a clearer view, I can expand the widget to full screen right here. Perhaps this will make it easier to review the results before moving forward. Now that my widget is ready, I could also click here on the 3 dots, as you can see, and create myself a new dashboard. All right, let me just go back here. Let's try again. Yes, from this perspective, not from the contact records perspective, but from our cases perspective. Yes, so here we have our new dashboard created, and we do have the widget that was created for us from the perspective of the analytics agent. So let's see. At the very top, we have new dashboard, which is the name of our new dashboard. If we are not very fond of it, we could of course change it manually by clicking on it. And here you could give it some new title manually. I could say new tech hour dashboard, for example. Now, on my canvas here, you can see the widget that was just created with the help of the analytics agent. From here, I can continue designing the dashboard. On the left side, I have additional widgets and components available, such as labels, quick filters, and so on, which I can drag and drop onto my canvas. If I select the widget created by the agent to the right side, I'm going to see its settings right here. I can continue refining it. On the right side, I still have access to its settings. I can edit filter, adjust configurations, or perhaps expand the logic further if needed. Under the appearance settings here, I can customize how the widget is displayed. For example, I can enable or disable draggable columns, resizable columns, sorting, inline editing, perhaps some row limits. That gives me control over how much flexibility my users will have when interacting with this widget. Here I can, of course, further edit the filter associated with this widget. If I click on Edit Filter, I can keep on adding more if needed. All right, let me just give it a bit less space here. Perhaps I could give this widget, as you can see, more space to the right side, or perhaps this direction, depending on what I'm presenting and how I want it to present itself on my dashboard. What else I could do? I could also make a copy of it right here, delete it if needed. And here if you click here on the cogwheel icon, that will show you this panel, the widget settings. If I wish to keep on adding more elements on my dashboard, for example, I need some metric, you simply drag and drop it and place it where you want it to be. So for example, I could place it here and then continue working on further elements that I want included on my dashboard. All right, perhaps I don't need this metric. Let me just delete it. All right, so let's say that my dashboard is ready. As you can see to the left side, we can save it. And right away, if I go back to the user perspective, and then, as you can see, I have my cases section open. As of now, I'm looking at the list of my records. To the right top, I can switch the perspective to my dashboards. And right away, I can see my new Tech Hour dashboards available for myself or for my colleagues as well if I want to share access with them. Keep in mind, uh, to the top right, you have these three dots. If you click here, you could further edit, make a copy, delete, or continue working with the access rights. So you can decide if you want to keep this dashboard just for yourself or if you want others to be able to see it, edit, or perhaps have rights to delete it. And this is where you would be adding new access rights or perhaps deleting those that you're not interested in. Okay, let me just cancel that. Okay, so you can see how very quickly we can go from a simple chat request to a fully functional dashboard. Let us now move to our services section. All right. Let me just disable that filter. All right. So here I have a list of all the services I currently have in my environment. Within the chat, if you have a need to start a brand new conversation, here is where you can click to have a very fresh conversation with your chat. So I could perhaps ask Creatio AI chat to help me with the creation of a new dynamic folder. As you can see, I was already testing in this environment, and here, once you click on your folders, since I was already testing and working with Filter Agent, I can see I already have AI filters. I already have a dynamic folder created with the help of my Filter Agent, and it was for a software type of category. Okay, then. Let's perhaps ask Chat to now create a dynamic folder for those services under hardware category, for example. Let's see. We could say, please create a new dynamic folder for services section for all services under, let it be, hardware category. All right, let's give it a moment. I would expect to get assistance from our filter agent. Once the agent replies, again, I'll be able to see the dynamic folder generated directly from my request. And this folder should automatically include all services with the category set to hardware, like we asked, and again, making it easy for me to track and manage them without manually creating filters or searching through records. So I would expect to be added here. Let's still give a few moments for our filter agent to do its magic. Okay, I have my confirmation. A new dynamic folder named hardware services will be created. Okay, let's refresh so that we could take a look at our new dynamic folder. Let's give it a moment. All right, here it is. Here I have a new dynamic folder. Let's take a look if it's created correctly. Indeed, we've asked for all the records, services records, under a particular category hardware. Here they are. You could also, if needed, take a look at the folder filter condition here. And if needed, you could continue and be more elaborative with your conditions here, if needed. So you'll be able to find the dynamic folders created by filter agent under AI filters. All right, where else my filter agent could be of help for me? I believe a good example would be if we take a look at our knowledge base. Let me start a new conversation. Again, the chat will keep the history of all my previous interactions. So if I have a need to go back to this one or that one, I can still do that or use the search. Okay, so here we have our knowledge base section with our articles included. So perhaps we have some folders for the documentation type of articles. I also was testing here already, and I have frequently asked questions articles already filtered with the help of the filter agent. Perhaps we could ask it this time to show us another type of an article, for example, rules and regulations type of an article. All right, so we could say, we could ask it, please create a dynamic folder for dynamic folder in knowledge section for all articles under rules and regulation type. All right, let's see. Again, we're expecting filter agent to jump to rescue and create a new dynamic folder for us. Let's give it a few moments. And yes, if I am not very familiar with filtering, I don't feel comfortable with this concept yet, I can ask Creatio chat for assistance, and definitely I hope that will save you a lot of time and will be a good introduction for the idea and the concept of filtering. Okay, so we have our confirmation. Let's refresh to take a look at our new folder. There it is, under our AI filters. Here's rules and regulations articles. And indeed, all of these records are under the appropriate type that we asked for rules and regulations. Okay. What else could we do here? Since we are looking at the knowledge base section, perhaps we can take a look at how can we create a new knowledge article based on maybe some received documents using Creatio AI. So I'm going to type, let me start perhaps a new chat. Let's disable that. And let's say something like this. Based on the following attachment, please create a new article in the section. Let me just correct myself here. Goodness. Attachment, yes. Based on the following attachment, please create a new article in the knowledge base section. Let's first send this request first, and then we're gonna attach our file. Let's just give it a moment. All right. So let me just get my attachment. 1 second. Here I have it, and I'm gonna drag and drop it into chat. And I'm going to say based on this file. Let's give it a few moments. I would, of course, expect a reply again from the knowledge agent to assist me with a draft for a new knowledge base article based on what I've just provided and what is within my file. Document content. Let me just attach it again, ask it to try again. Take a look. Let's give it a moment. I see it's asking also for a type. Okay, let's see if it's gonna figure it out or if we're gonna have to. Okay, lovely. So it figured it out. Fabulous. We have a reply from our knowledge agent. It's asking, do you want to create a new knowledge base article with the following details? And all of this is created based on what's within the file I just shared with it. We have some name, notes, and so on. And it already associated the type with some troubleshooting. And then based on that, maybe I can cancel, maybe I want it to be something else, maybe I've changed my mind, or I can click on create article. Let's give it a moment. I can already see it here. We have a confirmation that the new knowledge base article has been successfully created. Here I have a link that will take me directly to my new article here. Again, if needed, I could still edit, elaborate more, provide some additional details, have another version of this article for my colleagues if needed. At this point, again, once I review the draft, familiarize myself with the content, make any adjustment, and it can be available for everybody else if I want to share it. This shows us how Creatio AI can simplify knowledge management, turning our attachments into structured knowledge articles with actually minimal manual effort. Or what else could we do with the help of the knowledge agent? Another way Creatio AI can assist our knowledge managers is by generating knowledge articles directly from resolved cases. So if I go back to my cases section, let me go back to the list perspective and let's take a look at, for example, this one. As you can see, this case is already under status resolved. Let's open it. Let's give it a moment. All right, and here to the right side, you can see already pre-configured and available AI skills for you. They are presenting themselves in the form of these buttons to, again, make it easier for you to recognize that you can use them and work with them. So here we have Create Article. Let's click on that and let's give it a moment. So now I would expect the knowledge agent to analyze the case details, including the resolution, and propose some draft article. All right, here it is. I have my propositions. And as you can see at the very end, you have if you approve this draft, the article will be saved and linked to the case for future uses. Then it asks for our approval if we like to make any changes or proceed with saving it. So this approach ensures that our valuable insights from resolved cases are captured and reused, helping our team build a living knowledge base without manual duplication of effort. Now, perhaps we could take a closer look at the skills and other skills available for an individual case using the case resolution agent. So let's perhaps open a new chat and let's take a look at the remaining buttons that we have here. So we have suggest case resolution here. So the button, this skill, would analyze the case details and propose possible ways to resolve the issue. And it's especially helpful for speeding up decision making and making sure that you're having consistent resolutions. We also have case performance skill. So it will provide insights into how the case is being handled, and it's very useful for monitoring both individual and team efficiency. We also have summarize case. This skills generates a concise summary of the case, capturing key points, actions taken, and outcomes. And summaries like that are very good for quickly understanding the essence of a case without reading every detail within the record. So, for example, I can click on case performance. Let's give it a moment. And we're going to have some information, some insight into how the case is being handled. All right, I have my information since this is already resolved when it was resolved in about 7 days with a solution delivered promptly after escalation and so on and so on. I also have a detail to my record. Perhaps we could also test the summarize case button. Let's give it a moment. Mhm. And we have a brief summary of what's present within our record without having to dive deeper into all of the details and going through all of the tabs that we have associated with our record. This way, we have a quick reply and quick summary if needed for ourselves. Also, if, for example, I am having a record that's under in progress stage, maybe it would be of help for me if I go for suggest case resolution skill. Let's give it a moment. Let's give it a moment. And let's see if we're going to get some help for this one. As you can see, case resolution agent right away will advise us. We have some previously suggested steps. We have some new suggestions. And so on. Some keywords, perhaps, if we need to quickly think of some steps to be taken, this also could be of help. This will very quickly go through our records and suggest next steps to us. So these skills hopefully will make it easier for you to manage cases efficiently and ensure that knowledge and performance insights are captured automatically. And of course, will hopefully make things faster for you in your everyday work as well. Another agent that could be of great help for us is the productivity agent and how it can help us with our everyday tasks. So, for example, let's say I would like to schedule a meeting and I want to do it directly from chat. So, I can then perhaps say, okay, let's see. Oh, schedule a 1 hour meeting titled, let it be case resolution, or let it be this number. Let me just copy it here. Okay, and let it be on February 21st. And let it be at 2 p.m. Here are my participants. And let's say I would like to have Alexander Wilson, Caleb Jones, and myself. Let's give it a moment. I would expect a reply from the productivity agent, and I would expect that it will create a new task for myself that I will later be able to see here within the task section. All right, let's see. Okay, so I see productivity agent is a bit confused as to Alexander Wilson and Caleb. Let's show our Creatio AI. Who am I having in mind? Oh, am I typing? Yes, here. Well, let's give it a moment. Okay, and I believe I have also mentioned Caleb. Oh, Caleb Jones. Let's give it a moment. All right. Oh, it's still not sure. Maybe I've made a typo. Hopefully not. It's this Alexander. Let it try again. All participants, Alexander, Caleb, and yourself, are available on February 21st, 2 p.m. for a 1-hour meeting titled, and so on. All right. And here we have that our meeting with all of the participants is already created. Show me the task. Let's give it a moment. All right. And here is my new activity with the title I've mentioned and all the participants I've mentioned as well. All right, so again, if perhaps I am not very fond of creating these myself, and maybe I would like to get some assistance from the perspective of working with chat, the productivity agent can be of great help for us if we have lots of meetings to schedule daily. Of course, I can as well go to the task section, take a look at my tasks. I can create them manually, but I think working with the productivity agent could be of great help and save you some time. There is one more thing I wanted to show you. We could also get some help with a creation of new records. So if I go to my cases section, of course, I can introduce a new case record manually by clicking on the plus sign here to the top right, for example. But perhaps I could say, please create a new case record in the cases section under, let it be, hardware issues. A new case record in the cases section under hardware issues, subject, and under that would be incident category. Let's give it a moment. All right, and I would expect a new record created for myself right away, just with these details that I've provided. Let's give it a moment to think about it, of course. Okay, I have my confirmation. Do you want to create a new case record with the following details? The subject and category I have mentioned. Okay, let's say this is all I need. Let's say create case. I can see it here right away. I can also click here to go directly to the record. And of course, I can then continue working and make this, of course, more elaborate, or maybe my initial request, of course, could be also more elaborate if I need help from that. As you can see, case resolution aided here. All right. So hopefully, uh, our Creatio AI and all of our agents and all of the skills associated with them will be able to save you some time, automate routine tasks, and hopefully keep everyone aligned without leaving the chat interface. Uh, all right. So with that, uh, we've seen how Creatio AI can support us from analytics and dashboards to case management, knowledge creation, and productivity tasks. And as you see, our AI agents are not just isolated tools. They work together to simplify daily operations, reduce manual effort, and help teams focus on what really truly matters, delivering excellent service. So I hope today's session gave you a practical idea on how you can start using these capabilities in your own environment. Thank you so much for joining. If you would have any extra additional questions, please reach out to Creatios Academy. We'll be happy to elaborate on those topics, or maybe on anything else that is related that could occur here. I will be happy to advise. So again, thank you so much for your time today. You'll be able to find the recording of this session on our Academy YouTube channel, of course. And I wish you a lovely rest of your day then. Thank you so much.